That's really nice.
Yeah. So I don't have to take loans anymore for college for the foreseeable future. And also, I found my 3DS, which had been missing for a couple months. Um,
Yes.
and I'm just waiting to actually work so I can get Pokemons.
It's really good. I think you'll like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I know. All like everyone who I like hang out with has this game and plays it. So, other than that, I just
Including
played
me.
a yeah. I just had played a bunch of games this week. A whole butt ton of games.
That's awesome. Scott, what about you? We hung out a couple times this week.
Yes, we did.
Scott interviewed me.
Yeah, we
That
we
happened.
have something for speech class. I have to write about Alex.
Yeah,
Well, what
Scott
fun is
is.
that going to
You
be?
should just write about how terrible Alex is.
I'm an
I
awful
feel
human
sorry
being.
for the guy who has to write about me.
Oh yeah, I feel so bad for Bablu. This is a real person's name. I'm not making that up. He has to introduce Scott. Basically, it's like a special occasion speech. So the idea is we are like introducing someone for
Weird.
something, I guess. So Scott's introducing me. I'm introducing our other partner, Bablu, and Bablu's introducing Scott. So we all
Bablu,
interview
YA.
each other during class. It was funny. And weird. Scott's like, man, I know all this shit about you already. But, it's good stuff.
Yep, I knew almost everything you asked.
Yeah. It was,
I mean, I asked.
it'll be an easy thing, I think.
For me.
Yeah, for you. You're the only one out of that group that'll probably have an easy time of it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have too hard of a time with your guy.
Yeah, no, he's
I mean, I don't do anything, so.
yeah, he's a pretty interesting person, honestly. He travels a lot, so
Okay, I'll rephrase it. I don't remember any. So.
it's true. What else, Scott? What else did we do this week? We talk about Zelda pretty much every time we hang out now.
Yep.
For hours.
You gotta get on that hype train.
Yeah, dude. We're chewing away. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll leave that one right there. Anything else, Scott? Or is that it?
That's it.
Not machine. How's your week?
More working.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully everything will be straightened out tomorrow, but not tomorrow, but next week. But I don't know. This just didn't work. Like I was supposed to be off today, but when I went to work yesterday, like I walked all the way up to work at 10 o'clock yesterday, and they was like, "Oh, why are you here?" And I'm like, because I work today." And like, "Oh, we need you to be off today so we can work tomorrow in the morning at 7 till like 3 o'clock. So you'll get more hours." I'm like, "Cool, but yeah, but we need you to leave now." So I was like, "Fine." So I left and came home and pretty much just laid in my bed the entire day, which was good because I haven't really had time to rest really.
Yeah, dude,
but,
hang out because it's so freaking cold up here.
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's so cold. It's so
I
cold
had to
everywhere.
put an extra blanket on my bed last night. I felt like a woman.
That's probably sexist. Oh,
Probably.
Tony's on the rag, but yeah, that's pretty much my week.
yeah, I've been sleeping with an extra blanket too.
Yeah.
Whip.
I saw Scott this week. That's pretty much my week. No,
That should encompass your whole week.
pretty much. I saw Jim Gaffigan last night. He's a comedian. For those who don't know, he talks about food a lot. He's really funny.
Yeah.
Is he fat?
He's a little chubby. I wouldn't say he's like really fat. He's not like Gabriel Iglesias. He's not fluffy. Scott's the only person that knows Gabriel Iglesias.
I
Damn!
know.
Damn.
I know of him. That's just funny.
Yeah. Scott, did you know that Gabriel Iglesias was the Mexican kid on All That?
I did not.
But
What?
like looking back, it makes total sense, right?
It does. It does.
Oh,
I hated that show, dude, when I was growing up.
Fuck you, man.
They
All That
they
was-
had a few good segments.
On that.
Yeah. I don't know. I watched, like, The Fairly Odd Parents and shit.
I mean,
I
I thought
watched
the
that,
Amanda
too.
Show was a little bit better than All That, but All That had a lot of heart. You know, I like the cast.
I just thought it was super annoying. Like, it was always like, hey, all that. And I'd be like, shut up.
You just
All
hate
that
TLC.
had a few good segments, and then the Amanda show I thought was a lot better.
Yeah. Amanda
I
Show
did
was
like
funny,
the Amanda show.
but I liked some of the like individual segments on all
I
that.
mostly
like,
just liked Drake and Josh.
Drake
Yep.
and Josh is the bomb.
People are the worst.
Dude,
See,
I like them.
Nobshin's of the belief that he can't like Drake and Josh because he's a Keenan and Kel kid. Is that right?
Yeah, rules of 3. I'm stop. I'm sorry.
That doesn't even apply.
I know.
I-
Like Drake and Josh is kind of like our generation's Keenan and Kel.
Yeah,
Drake and
and
Josh is so good.
sort of. Keenan
I
and
like
Kel was
Keenan and
also
Kel,
in all
though.
that. They were.
Well, Kel was in some episodes, but he wasn't in as many as Keenan.
Right,
Keenan
and
was
then
a
like
full cast
those are
member.
the parts of all that were great.
Oh yeah, like Keenan's like bathtub French accent bullshit. It's hilarious. Oh.
Yep.
That was my favorite segment, and the girl that I forgot what the segment was called. The chubby girl that would just yell at you, pretty much.
Lori Bad Ember.
Yeah, she was really funny. Anyway, yeah, Jim Gaffigan is a good comedian. I don't even know how we got.
Because
Okay.
you brought out.
I remember the trail now. Yeah. But yeah, Jim Gaffigan's really funny. He had all new material. He closed on his like famous hot pocket jokes, but everything else was completely new. Scott. He actually added a couple new twists to the hot pocket joke. It was really fucking funny. But yeah, I recommend him if you're into stand-up comedy. I'm really big into stand-up comedy, so
Dude,
if
I like it when people stand up and do comedy at the same time.
yeah, it was funny.
Sit down comedy.
Plank Fan the night before on Wednesday.
Yeah,
he
dude, those
actually-
blow.
He saw Bo Burnham.
I
And,
like me some Bo.
He got to
Especially
meet
when-
up with him afterward, and he took a Snapchat of him making a stupid face, and then he moved the phone over, and it was Bo Burnham making the same stupid face. It was pretty cool. So it was a good week for stand-up comedians all around.
Yeah, dude. I like me some Bo, especially when he's burning hams.
Yeah, his new tour, his like new album, is coming out
I'm
soon.
excited.
It's called What? All
Titch
lowercase
ass.
and a period at the end. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did this week.
Wrong.
Forgot- What?
You did
Yes,
other
I did.
stuff. Jim,
Did
man.
other stuff? I don't remember.
Jim, man. Jim.
Oh, I went to the gym. Yeah.
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 I've been doing
Yeah,
that
you
for
did.
2 weeks now.
Still, you didn't even mention it last week.
He's
Yeah,
doing
I-
what now?
I started going to the gym twice a week now.
Ah,
Trying to
Hmm.
not.
Trying to get fit for the ladies.
Trying to not have chronic fatigue again.
Trying to not be disgusting. Yeah, that too. This has been helping my energy a lot. But like, I think I have some kind of lung disease right now because I've just.
You have asthma. Yeah, that counts.
But I'm like always having an asthma attack. I think I have bronchitis.
Always.
It's just like a persistent asthma attack.
That is what happens when you have asthma. Like,
Not always.
no joke. You met Ryan, right? My cousin.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got
I met him
asthma.
once.
And like,
I have really bad asthma.
This
Yeah,
is
so did he.
weird.
There's so much delay happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fix that in a second. I'll grab my Ethernet cord. Like it's not like constant asthma attack though. Like it always feels like my lungs are full of death. I think I have bronchitis. I need to go to the doctor. I'm just really lazy. But
Probably
yeah.
not a good thing.
Yeah, probably. That was my week. Let's just talk about core, guys. We can
Alright.
do longer core.
I got a
talk.
statement to make. Because
I'm
like
listening.
after this episode, I'm at a zero tolerance now for anybody who talks shit
Right?
about core. I don't know. It's like I'm just like, you know what? No, not anymore. I don't even care anymore.
No, you can go
can't
fuck
talk shit
yourself.
about the internet. You can't talk shit about the animation. You can't talk shit about the voice acting. You can't talk shit about anything. I don't even care if you say this anime light. If you come up to me, you say like, "Oh, piece of shit," I will smack you in the face. You get
Yo,
I can't take. I can't stand it anymore. Like seriously, don't even
Nabashin.
interact with me anymore.
What, Tony?
You're gonna say Tony, yeah, because you're you.
Course sucks.
You suck.
I just had to say that.
Okay.
Because I can't anymore, so.
Well, the latest 2-part core episode was Awakenings or Beginnings, was it? I'm
The
not sure.
beginnings, but shouldn't we talk before that, or did we talk about the one before that?
Yeah, we did. We did the 2 before it.
Okay.
We
Okay.
did them last week.
Scott wasn't there, so that's why I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was just you and me that time.
Yeah.
So, Beginnings, it was a flashback to
Can I put my
Wong.
2 cents in about what I think about the last few ones?
Yeah, you can say. So Scott is confident that Varric is the villain, right?
Yeah, I like as far as where the war goes, dating back to the judge, I'm pretty sure that Varric paid the judge off, not Tarlok.
Mm-hmm.
And Varric had the judge Lidakora.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see
And
that.
he's the one who's pushing for the war. Now,
Because war is
Tarlok
money.
isn't necessarily evil, but that Tarlok isn't necessarily a good guy because the way that he's going about the thing is wrong. But I'm pretty sure that he was trying to set the harmonic conversion shit straight.
Yeah.
So you don't think he was like, because he did the thing with the past life setting up his brother. You don't think he was like some like,
I think
like the dark.
that part might have been a lie.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. See, you didn't tell me that, Scott. That's interesting. Well, let's talk
I
about this.
I told you about when I said the use. I think Varric told the judge what to say. I'm pretty. That's what I was going with that.
Okay. Well, before we get into our theories, let's talk about this 2-part incredible set of episodes. This is now my favorite Avatar anything. These 2 episodes.
Good
I could
stuff,
definitely
dude.
see that.
Yeah, man,
It's
Stinky's so
something-
good. Stinky's so good.
It's so good. It could have been a movie. Like it's literally something that could have been like totally separate. If they made a movie like expand like character some of the characters a little bit more, like the tree booming person kind of went and gone.
Right,
and
but
got
like
hyped.
if it was a
Okay.
movie, it would only be like maybe half an hour to 40 minutes longer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all it
I
needs.
mean, they could have drawn out like the stuff with him learning all of the different elements. But just the way that they changed the art style to be way more traditional, and just how like literally everything from the style to the characters and the world changed to fit like looking back at the past like 10,000 years previous. It was really amazing.
And the fucking lion turtles too. Like it's not like that. Not that the end of the original Avatar like that was like something like totally broke that scene for me. It kind of bothered me because it seemed like something that came out of nowhere, more or less. But now like bringing it all around full circle, it seems like it makes a lot more sense. And it's like I totally buy it. I'll just say that.
Yeah, like the lion turtles being like the origins of Ben makes sense with what we saw in the original Avatar.
Right.
And yeah, it was really cool to see them and to just like see this world before there were like benders and there were families and then it was all connected. Like I like the idea that each city thought it was like literally the only one in existence and that there were no other people out there.
I also like the spirit too, like because it's kind of like your kind of typical story about like like oh man, it's like the greatest evil even though they don't know it yet, and they anything they touch it they destroy, and it's pretty basic, but like you know what? No, this is the one thing I really wanted to get on because I've been thinking about this for like over a week now. But like the thing about Juan that I really like is that he's so relatable in like a way that I've never seen before. Because like he's not a saint or anything like that. He's just a regular person. He's not like someone who's like super noble or even super evil or any. He's a regular person, and he just got put into this situation that's like okay, like he's just a person
Trying to look out for
there's nothing separating.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Not too
separating
much
him
more.
from. Yeah, there's nothing separating him from me, pretty much, but as a person. Like, he just has, like, there's a good enough virtue about him, and, like, I could just totally see myself just, like, pretty much doing the same thing, making the same decisions, and, like, this, I could have been the Avatar. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's, like, that blows my mind to me. Like, it's like, cause, like, you know, like, when you say, like, how much, like, Ellie, like, a person, like, this is kind of what I'm talking about, how Ellie is a person, like, really connects to you. I don't think I really had that, like, ever until, like, pretty much until I saw Juan. Like,
Yeah.
he's, like, so relatable to me. It's so weird.
Yeah, no, I was totally thinking the same thing. That was like, he was so real. Like everything he did was either for himself or for reasons that he never lied about what he was or what he wanted to do. And that's just something that I think the viewer can really appreciate and relate to. It was really awesome just to see him develop, and you know, in the original Avatar a lot more, I think they're talking about how you're the bridge between the spirit world and the human world. You are what connects the worlds and keeps the balance. And none of that really made sense until I think this episode. Like, we had seen a little bit of interacting with spirits before, but this was literally, he was between conflicting views and people and spirits, and it was really in depth, and it was really apparent why the Avatar was there and why there had to be someone like that. And it was just like, if they were going to do an origin story, I don't think they could have done it better.
Exactly. Thoughts, Tony?
Good. It was fun.
Tony, you know you are the worst kind of person, right? You are just the worst.
I have shoes to fill right now.
I
have to be Evan for 2 seconds because he couldn't make it.
But
This
for real,
guy
though.
basically no being Evan or something.
Yeah, this is rule number 1 of Rational Passions podcast: no being Evan.
Especially for
But-
Evan.
Okay. Especially if you're... Yes.
Especially if you're Evan. So what did you think, though, for real, Tony?
It was super good. Like, I downloaded... well, I'm sorry, I didn't download it, so I went on nick.com to
You
watch
watched it on
this.
TV. Yeah, legally, of course.
Legally on nick.com because I went on Reddit, and Reddit was like, hey, they already put these episodes on nick.com. And I was like, I'm excited. Because it was the night, like, it was Friday, like, probably, well, it was Saturday morning at, like, 4:30 in the morning. And I was like, I'm just going to watch one, then I'm going to go to bed, and then I'll wake up and I'll watch the other one. That didn't happen.
Too good. Too good.
Yeah, it was super good. I don't know, I was really into it. I think I figured out the reason why the Avatar state is so important for avatars not to die in and stuff, so.
Yeah. And, like, I want to say that I was partially right earlier on when I was saying I think there's going to be a greater spirit villain.
Yeah, you said it flat on Twitter. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, you fucking spoiler. Oh,
I didn't spoil it. Like, what it is still surprising. But yeah, Vatu is clearly going to play a role. And the theory I was floating to Scott earlier was
I ain't
that
buying it.
Tarlok he entered the spirit world, and I thought he was talking to Vatu in like his tree prison. And my idea is that Vatu
No fucking way.
manipulating him and telling him what to do.
I'm like, no fucking way. There's no reason why he would have the Avatar try and be at the harmonic convergence.
And
That's
my thing is that Vatu, this is my theory, again, it's just a theory, that Vatu is telling Tarlok that that balance needs to be restored, and in order for that to happen, that him and like Vatu and the what's the spirit inside of the Avatar? I forgot her name.
yeah.
But that
you're
the
talking
lady
about, the white one?
yeah,
White
it
Shadow.
is- yeah,
White
it is-
Shadow.
White Shadow. White Shadow.
That Vatu and White
It's
Shadow
Rava.
need to be Rava. Thank you. That they need to be like combined again and attached. And
Shadow.
that they need to be in constant turmoil again, because that is the only way to restore balance. And Tarlok just seems like the kind of person that can be easily manipulated. So
But he's so
Tarlok's
cute.
kind of like the snail in Adventure Time now since I've seen past season 2.
Fucking, I no idea
Fuck
what the
yeah,
fuck
he
you're
is.
talking about.
That snail man, he's still there. He's still there. Not in every episode, unfortunately, but he's still there.
Yeah, I know, Scott, you're not buying it, but that's just my theory.
Does anyone else draw similarities between Varric and Littlefinger from Game of Thrones? I do.
Oh, totally. Except like Littlefinger's a little bit more conniving, but yeah, I totally.
Yeah, I posted a picture of that on Twitter.
I'm gonna fucking think about that every time I see him now. I hope he has a
Dude,
penis though.
he even looks similar.
Bit.
Let me link you what I posted on Twitter.
Who's Littlefinger?
Okay. Yeah.
I'll show you, Scott. It's a character from Game of Thrones.
He's like this one of the manipulating characters. He owns a whorehouse.
Yeah. Which probably Varric does.
Probably somewhere.
Let's be honest here.
Judy.
But I think that's all we got to say about Korra.
Yes, exactly.
It was really good. This is my favorite set of Avatar episodes now. It was very reminiscent of like the Roku backstory, except way better. So there you go. Does that wrap it up for you, Namishin? You good now?
Yep, I'm in good.
All right, let's talk about video games.
Yay.
No.
Namishin, what you been playing?
Me?
Yes,
I've
you.
been going back to do. Yes, I'm answering. I've been going back to. I went back to Wonderful 101. That game's still super good. Like the main thing, like it's the it's so weird in that game. I really like it. It's really fun, but it's just I guess like not. I'm trying to think of the best way to say it because like I really like playing it, but it feels like the Wii U gamepad is kind of getting in my way. If that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like if I had a regular controller, I feel like I can do everything that I need to do just fine. But like, and of course you get that with the Wii U gamepad, and that's fine too. But like it's the fact that like you see the screen there, you feel like you need to draw on it. Like I can do that, but like it's just like it takes away time. It's like I might as well just do it with the right stick, which is fine. But like I just need to get a pro controller. That's pretty much what I said. I said to myself. I just need to get a pro controller to play that game because I feel like that'd be like so much better. But yeah, the game is still fun though. Super polished. They just need to explain stuff a little bit better and like like really get into it. But I'm slowly like learning how to play the game. I probably put about like 4 hours into it now. But I'm not too far into it. I fought my first boss into it, and that was like kind of hard, but not really.
So
you just
that
had, like,
means I should
figure out, like,
probably pick it up
just the right
one
way.
day. We should play, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Wait for that wet delay to catch up.
But yeah, Wonderful 101 is still a really great game. Yeah, people need to play it. It's really good. Other than that, played more of the Wind Waker HD. I just got.
I missed last week. That means that you
the
did a.
Deku Tree Island.
That means that you did pick up the Wii U. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah,
went out
yeah, I did.
and got it together. It was fun.
Yeah, and the really happy GameStop employee sold it to Nobshin.
Dude, he was so like ridiculously forever happy.
Tony, you weren't here last week, but you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes.
But yeah, yeah, Wind Waker HD, that's a great game. I'm on the Deku Tree Island. I just got there. I haven't went back to it since then. That's been like a few days now. But yeah, mostly because the Sky has been taking up my time. That game's still fucking great. I really, really love that game. I just really want to first though before I start my review. Just because I don't know, it felt weird like to be like, oh, to write the review now. Even though I got the general idea of it, but like I just feel like I need to finish the story. The story's not like the most important thing in this Sky game. I could probably just predict how it's going to end right now. But
You'd be
I just need to finish it first. Yeah, and that's totally true because like I'm really digging the story right now. But like I don't think there's like anything you really do to fuck it up really, because like they don't really like for like a super in depth story. I guess you could say.
What a
straightforward.
weird title.
It's straightforward, but it's still good. It's still enjoyable. It's a fun ride.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I need to beat that game so I can finish my review or just start my review. I just like put like highlights and stuff like that. Then I gotta figure out how to put that in words. So we'll see what happens with that. Beat the Riku side, Rechain the Memories. Finished Kingdom Hearts HD fully, completely. Have all my wallpaper, so that's great. And I did the side bosses on Kingdom Hearts Final Mix HD. Beat Death again, which is like, it took me forever to remember how to beat him. I only fought him once ever. Him and the other side boss in Agrabah.
Yeah, the Agrabah one I've beaten. I haven't beaten Death yet, and I haven't beaten Unknown yet, but I'll get to
I
it.
still have to. Yeah. I just had to level up to beat he's in this, he knows what the fuck he is. There's no fighting that. But I will get back to that eventually. Yeah, and they're hard too. I forgot how hard they were. Like I said, I only beat them once, and that's when I did my level 99 run on my original playthrough. But yeah, they're hard. I forgot how hard they were.
Yeah, they're not like very much fun to fight.
Yeah, they're not. Especially because you have to micromanage like stopping the clock so that your team will die, and the fact that you can't really attack him. Really, you have to use magic to like stunners and then somewhat attack him, but not really because you can only attack him when he's in white. So he's like a pain in the ass. I forgot how much of a pain in the ass he was to fight.
Yeah,
but I beat
imagine
him. So
he's just like a long fight.
Yeah, that took about maybe 15 minutes to beat him.
Cool.
And then other than that, Tony came in my room. He's like, "Yo, you should play Stanley Percival."
Yeah, dude.
Parable.
The Stanley Parable.
Parable. There you go. Thank you. Parable. I played it, and that game is like super cool. It's cool. It's cool, but it's hard to put
what
into
this
words.
game is.
We'll get to that.
And that's the thing. But yeah, I'll let Tony explain it more when he gets to it. But yeah, that's all.
It's a very difficult game to explain.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's me from my side.
All right, Scotty, what about you?
Thought of Pokemon.
All right, so Scott, you weren't here last week.
Listen first.
Pokemon.
Listen.
I want you to listen.
All right.
We should listen.
I want you to talk about Pokemon.
All right.
All.
All right.
Listen, bitch.
All right. Pokemon. Civ 5. There's 2 more. Played a little more Binding of Isaac.
But you're supposed to talk about them when you list them.
I will get to that.
He wants to
this
let
is
everyone
backwards.
know, ease their suspense first.
And then the last thing I played, I am drawing a blank, is
Pikmin
Luigi's
3,
Mansion. I finally got past that
challenge
point
mode.
where I got stuck and I was just like, fuck this.
Surprised you even went back to it.
What?
I'm surprised
It's
you went back
Luigi's
to it.
Mansion. I have to.
I know, but
I don't
It's a good
don't
game.
think you understand.
you hadn't touched it in forever.
That's because I was just like, fuck this.
So talk to
But,
me about
like-
Pokemon. Because
All
you
right.
were way deeper into Pokemon than I ever thought.
X
you
or Y.
ever would be.
All right. Well,
X or Y.
I picked up Y.
Okay.
God, someone buy me this game.
Second, I have beaten it, and currently I am setting up my special team.
His
For-
super special team.
You used to fear
Well, no,
Ratchet.
there's a special battle which its rules change, and currently it's a single battle where you can only use the new Pokemon.
For reference,
Generation
Scott beat
6.
this game in like 4 days. Like,
It's only a 12-hour game, man.
that's surprising. I'm like 8 hours in, and I know I'm not anywhere near the end. I'm taking my sweet time with it.
Well, you
though.
can rush it in 12 hours, no problem.
Did you rush it in 12 hours?
No.
See, then you're just full of shit.
I beat it 15 hours,
Mhm.
and I stopped to trade for all the starters, except for Chespin.
I'll get you Chespin, don't worry.
Jaspin's awesome. He's adorable.
He's not that good.
He's adorable.
He's adorable, but he's not that good. I'm sorry.
Scott, we need to
think
have
he's
Pokemon
fine.
battle.
We will do this. Hey, Alex,
Scott will
let's go.
destroy you. I'm terrified to even get that
You don't
Rattata.
understand.
Oh my
like,
god.
when I got into Pokemon, I like EV trained my shit.
That's
Get
what I'm
like-
doing right now. I'm doing
Yeah,
that
dude.
before I level him up, so I
dude.
make sure I
I
get
don't
what I
like
need.
the EV training. EV, not
It's
as in the
actually-
Pokemon for reference.
Yeah, evolution value training.
Effort points.
You both lost me with both of the things you said.
Like, you don't understand. Like, back in high school when I was playing the original like Pokemon, whatever came out in our senior year, I like had a detailed Google
It's
Doc
not the
of
original
exactly what
Pokemon.
I was doing. I mean, no. I mean the original Pokemon that came out that year. Like, I think it was like
I think it's Platinum.
whichever. Yeah, sure, something. But I had a detailed Google Doc that
Yep, that
Scott knows
happened.
about that detailed exactly what I was doing. Like, I had planned my entire team, how to EV train it, what skills, where to get them from, everything. It was
Right,
crazy.
and the scrub over here, his name was, I think, Steven, right?
Yep.
Or different Steven, or the Asian Steven, Asian guy. He was playing too, right? And he was not
Yeah.
doing any of that, and I just kept shaking my head at him.
Yep.
He had no idea why.
I think that was Spencer.
So
Oh yeah, that's right. His name is Spencer. There we
it's
go.
a special kind of this training that you're talking about. For reference to people, you're training up their stats, right?
Okay,
Yep.
so how it works in a nutshell
You
is
don't have to explain it. You just need to tell me that they're training up their stats.
Yep.
I
basically
don't want to hear the explanation.
I can
don't
do this
care.
in less than a minute.
All right, sure. Let's see how that works out.
Okay, basically what you do, every time a Pokemon does a move, it gets a specific value for what kind of effort it's done, and then at the end of a battle, those points accumulate, and then depending on how many of those points you have, the different stats of the Pokemon go up faster. So if you do specific moves for specific Pokemon who have specific natures, then you'll get better stats than the Pokemon who didn't do that. And that's it.
So let's say this Pokemon's real happy.
25 seconds.
Also, who you fight matters too. There's like a standard point gain for who you fight.
So
Yep.
like by nature, you mean like their like attitude,
Like-
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're like cocky, if they're
So like
What is
all
it,
of Scott's
bashful?
Pokemon
It's their
are cocky.
nature. And so, like, you will go through breeding a Pokemon, like you'll go through breeding a Pokemon just trying to get the exact right starting stats, the exact nature, and the exact hereditary skills and stuff. It takes
I'm
forever.
not doing that much. I might. Leave me alone.
I know that in Pokemon...
I'm not doing that.
I know that in
Okay, I
Pokemon
might.
X and Y... in Pokemon X and Y, you can actually... they changed the IV system, so you can get 5 perfect stats now on Pokemon, so I'm going to do that.
No, it's still only one.
No, you can actually get 5. I know a way. It's pretty crazy, but it takes like 80 breeding rounds of one Pokemon. But
What, all of that sounds horrible. Like why
but
would you want
then
to do
the
that?
end result. And don't even get me into shinies.
Fuck shinies. No one cares about shiny Pokemon. Red Gyarados is cool. I got it. Cool. Move on.
They have
Red Gyarados
a,
is not a shiny Pokemon. Shiny Red Gyarados, however.
Red Gyarados is a shiny Pokemon in the original Pokemon.
Not true.
True.
That's true. You can look this up, Scott.
All right, Scott.
And then you
what
can
else
go
have you
fuck
done?
yourself.
What else have you been playing, Scott?
We'll talk about Pokemon. Like, actually talk about Pokemon. You didn't say anything constructive about fucking Pokemon. You like the game.
Of course I do.
I thought that was obvious.
It's fucking... Oh, thanks. This fucking nature stat bullshit I pulled from that Scott liked the game.
Well, you obviously don't know Scott as well as I do.
Let's see.
Well, you're like balls deep into this Pokemon more than you have been before, right?
Yes and no. Yes, meaning I never cared to do it because I said, fuck that. But they make it much easier in this game, so I said, you know what, I'll buy into it this time.
Yeah.
They also made they made all that stuff like, easier to make use of. So I'm like, you know what? Because it's this easy, I'll get into it. And like before, I was just like, no.
I think it just looks pretty and plays well. If that means anything to
It
anyone.
means nothing.
Nope, because they all look pretty and play well.
This one looks extra good and plays extra better.
Well, that's your opinion.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't. I'm not allowed to have an opinion. I haven't played it yet.
you haven't. You've been sitting there
On
twiddling
Reddit.
your thumbs,
On Reddit all day, every day.
looking at pictures of Pokemon.
Yeah, dude. I saw this.
Masturbating.
I saw this thing on Reddit the other day of all these crazy Pokemon in X and Y, and I was like, this game looks dumb. I want my original 150.
There's a lot of the original Pokemon in this game.
151.
Well, I don't count Mew.
Why?
Anyway,
Are
so
you racist?
why I say
'Cause
Chespin's
I don't
not
like
that good
Mew.
is because Tony,
What?
But Mewtwo,
there's
man,
a new attack.
dude.
There's a new attack. There's a new physical drain attack, and most they have added a ton of new drain attacks. Right? Now, you take a grass stat and you buff his defenses and HP, and then you just stick that all the drain attacks you can on him, and he's just your fucking tank.
Makes sense.
That's what I'm doing, and the best defensive stats that I found is Skiddo.
Skidrow.
There's no R in there.
How are the
I
Mega Evolutions?
They're weird.
Are they quite mega?
Are they cool?
They're extremely powerful, except for you can only use one per battle, and no new Pokemon have them. They're all old.
How does it work? Is there like a button during
Yep.
combat? You're like Mega Evolve, and it's just like
Yep. Right in between your 4 skills at the bottom, there's a small, almost circle ring. It looks like a circle, or it looks like it should be a circle, but its bottom's cut off.
Uh-huh.
And it says Mega Evolve.
And then do all of your moves change?
No. Only your
It says Mega Evolve.
hidden ability and your stats.
Your hidden ability?
Your passive.
Oh, gotcha.
And then sometimes you get an extra type, like Charizard X gets Steel type, or is it fighting?
Really?
Yeah, Mewtwo gets fighting. I know that for X.
Correct. And
Yeah,
they look different depending on which version you played in.
Some of them.
Some of them. There's a Mewtwo Y and a Charizard X and Y and Mewtwo
Right.
X and Y.
But there's
Weird.
no different evolutions for the Bulbasaur or Venusaur, Blastoise. Lucario doesn't have different versions.
Yeah. Cool. What about Blaziken?
Blaziken doesn't have those different versions.
Yeah.
Blaziken's found out Blaziken's OP, and not banned through the actual game, I don't think, but you can't go to a tournament and pull out a Blaziken. Nope.
Because Blaziken's OP. His fire fighting types fucking
No, it's
destroy.
speed boost. I think it's like
That
one of the only
fire-breathing
Pokemon in the game that has it, and
That
it
fucking
doesn't
fire
cap.
breathing chicken is horrifying.
It is.
Fire breathing toxic chicken, please.
It can eventually outspeed moves like Protect, Guard.
What?
Which is bullshit.
That's incredible.
It's bullshit. It is,
Oh.
and that's why
Yeah. So Scott, have you seen this?
I've had that happen before.
We need. No, I'm gonna send Scott this fucking Ratatat thing because it's incredible. I'm putting it in the group chat right now. Anyway, that's for Scott and Tony to look into. Anything else you've been playing that you want to talk about, Scott? I'm glad you're
Getting
digging
back
on
into
Pokemon.
Civ,
Yeah,
and
you and Tony played some this week. How was that?
ton of fun.
Are you just playing Gods and Kings?
It was good stuff.
No DLC.
No, they don't have any.
Nope.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
It's still good though. It's still a great game.
It's still a good game. It's not as good. It's not as good as it could
It's
be.
not as good, I agree, but like I would rather play with my friends than have all the DLC available. So
Yeah,
there's
because
that.
I would not.
the team system for online is really good.
Yeah, we just play on a team versus some AIs, and it's good
Yeah,
shit.
the online's fucking broken half the time for me, and for pretty much everyone I've played with.
It's only really broken once for us, and I'm pretty sure that's because internet cut out on one of our sides.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really slow.
Which is still fine because I was able to save and quit before something catastrophic
That's good.
happened. Yeah.
Right. The lag happens on somebody's end though, and normally for us it's Kaza.
Because he lives in Australia.
Bastard.
Well, there's that. So, anyways,
What have you
Other
been
than
playing?
that, no, yeah.
Scott's got stuff.
Nothing else? Scott?
Luigi's Mansion. I beat the thing that I was just like, fuck yeah, then I turned it off and I went back
You've
to
been stuck
Pokemon.
for like 4 months.
Yeah, I haven't really tried. I tried like 2-3 times and I was just like, you know what? This is frustrating me a little bit. This shouldn't be that hard, but it is.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you have a limited time, like the Kong boss. You know what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
No, I don't. I've never played Luigi's Mansion 2. So.
No, I'm talking about... No. I'm talking about Donkey Kong 64, the reference.
Oh,
the Kong
well,
boss. The fucking Kong
okay.
boss.
Yes.
Or is it-
Well, the
or is
Kong,
it-
the
or is it
Kong
Crank?
boss is fucking stupid. All right.
Alright, well... What do you think I'm trying to... What do you think I'm trying to say here? You have a
Fucking- it was
limited
dumb
amount of
boss.
time, and this boss essentially regenerates if you miss a little too much.
Gotcha.
And because they make it fairly hard to hit,
Mm-hmm.
that's what makes it stupid. And then when your time runs out, you lose.
Gotcha. That's dumb. That's annoying. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, Scott.
Right.
Well, hopefully it'll be full steam ahead now that you've gotten past that.
Somewhat. Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon's probably gonna distract you for a while.
Yellow
Um,
for the best.
That's what Pokemon do. Is that all, Scott?
Yeah, that's about it.
Tony, what about
Hi.
you? Video games.
Well, I played some video games this week.
All right. Anything
They
you want
were-
to talk about?
Sure. Since I found my 3DS, I played a little bit of Animal Crossing, picked all the weeds.
Did you go back and everyone just fucking hated you? It's been 2 months, Tony. Where have you been?
Everyone was yelling at me. They're like, I thought you left. Someone told me that they saw you, and I thought that there was ghosts.
I haven't played that game since I was on a train in San Francisco.
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good stuff.
That'll
And then,
a little reference.
Yesterday I was playing Super Scribblenauts because that game is awesome.
That game is awesome. What were you playing on? PC?
3DS.
Wait, what?
Oh no, I'm thinking it's Unlimited. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had Super Scribblenauts. There's so much.
Yeah, my sister originally got it, and so I was playing it.
Cool. I digs it. What else?
Anyways, it's not a 3DS title; it's a DS title. But yeah, I played just Civ 5. We already talked about that. I played a little bit of League of Legends with Scott. I played StarCraft 2 for a long time. Playing those arcade games, so good. I was playing a Dragon Ball Z one that was particularly fun. I played The Binding of Isaac. I played a game called Cook Serve Delicious, which was also pretty good.
I've talked about that on the show before.
Have you?
We have a while ago.
Okay. And then finally, I played I don't know how many hours of the Stanley Parable, but way too many.
So explain this game to me. They were talking about the Bombcast, and I think I got the idea, but
Okay, so it's a pretty hard game to explain to someone who hasn't seen or played any of it.
yeah.
In a nutshell, you are Stanley. You're a guy whose job is to sit in an office and press keys on a keyboard that are given, and these commands are given to him through a monitor. And you do this every day of every month of every year, and it's just that's your life is you sit in an office and press buttons. And then one day something particularly interesting happens, which is that you show up to work and then you wait, and nothing pops up on the screen, no commands are given to you for a button to press, and then you realize that the entire office is empty except for you. And the game is kind of like an exploration / narrative adventure that
It's first
starts
person
from that point. Yeah, it's
as
a
well,
first
right?
person narrative adventure.
And as soon as you stand up, you get there, and then there's a narrator, right?
Correct. And he's
And-
amazing. Kevin Brighting is amazing.
Okay. Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's so good. Like, the game's all about the branching paths, and it does a lot of. The game itself is very self-aware, and it has a lot of commentary on what is expected when someone plays a game.
Yeah,
And it actively
understand,
denies it.
From what I understand, like the narrator tells you to do things, but you
don't
necessarily have to do them.
Correct.
And then the narrator will respond to that in turn.
Yeah. So basically, the game's core mechanic is you being Stanley, doing what you think you would do in that situation. Obviously, there is a path that is set for you, but there are so many other options to explore that going the way that is presented is not always the best. But it's sometimes going different ways is also just terrible. So I don't know, like that's really all I can say about it without messing up the game if you ever play it, but it's extremely interesting and definitely worth a shot for anyone who's like interested in it. But if you get this game, don't go in expecting like an action game. It's purely a narrative game that's more a story than a game.
It's the same thing I would say about Gone Home. If people are going to play that, is just like that's a game where nothing really happens. You just kind of walk around and explore.
I've heard it compared to Dear Esther, but I don't know because I haven't played it.
Dear Esther, it's literally nothing happens. Like you don't touch anything. You just move around an environment, and that's it.
Right. It's kind of like that, but a little deeper.
In Gone Home, you're moving around this house, and you're picking up stuff and examining stuff, and reading things, and also hearing audio logs as you hit certain checkpoints.
The Stanley Parable is interesting because to get the full experience of the game, you actually have to do it in a specific way, which is that you have to watch all 3 of the trailers that are on Steam in order.
Yeah.
And then you have to play the demo, and then you have to play the main game. That's very important.
Yeah, because there's different content in each, right?
Correct. The demo itself is basically a commentary on game demos, not the Stanley Parable. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and everything is different, and there's a bunch of just different content. I think that's really cool.
Exactly.
And it's $15 on Steam, right?
It was on sale earlier this week for $12. I think it's $15 on Steam. The demo's free, obviously. But yeah, it's a really good game. Like it's probably one of my votes for Game of the Year this year.
That's pretty high praise. Good stuff, man. I'm really curious about it. I had no idea of its existence until they talked about it on the Bombcast, so.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, Tony?
I don't know. Sometime if you're free, we can do a stream of it. No, that's about all I played. I mean, that's a lot of games, but no, that's been most of my week is like, because I've seen pretty much everything that can happen in the Stanley Parable, but there's one ending that the developer has said on Reddit that no one has found yet. So like, I've been working to try and find this ending for a long time.
How many endings are there?
Like over 15, and less than 20.
But
there you
go. Like I was told you could like finish it in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, there's an achievement for finishing the game in 4 minutes and 44 seconds that I'm working on, but hasn't happened yet.
Okay. Oh. It seems really cool. It seems like a cool idea.
It's an interesting game. It's definitely one of a kind. So.
Oh, who's eating?
It is not me.
Not Scott, apparently.
Damn it, Nabashine.
I'm not eating anything. You know I'm Pole.
Well, then, I clearly I'm not eating anything. You guys can see me. I couldn't see Scott's mouth.
What are you talking about?
Let's move on. We're moving on.
I played some games.
No, you didn't play games. We're moving on.
Well, I'm going to talk about my games now.
All right.
I played a little bit of Pokemon.
Right. I think that I can accept that.
Thank you. I'm glad you can accept that.
I can't. Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm such a disappointment in Scott.
Yep.
Nothing more to say about Pokemon. I'm still really enjoying it. So,
you gotta fight me.
I finished. I don't want to. I really don't.
You gotta be the
I finished
very
GT.
I'm
I
not that
finished-
scary.
I finished GTA 5. I thought the ending was fantastic. I thought it was the perfect way to end that game, and I really enjoyed it. Again, all my problems still hold up all the way through the end of that game, but it was a good game. I would say it's a good game. I don't think it's a
Definitely.
great.
That's pretty much where I'm at.
I don't think it's a great game, but I think it's really good, and that is definitely awesome. So I really enjoyed my time with it for the most part. Thank you for lending it to me, by the way, Nabashin.
You're welcome.
I play more Spelunky, just here and there, playing a round or two when I have the chance. I started Saints Row 4.
Isn't that game fun?
I forgot how much of a cartoon this game is.
Yeah, dude.
I had that moment, Nabashin, where literally, when you were talking about it beforehand, it was like going from Saints Row to GTA, Saints Row's fucking SpongeBob. That's so true.
Yeah,
It's so true. And just their faces and their big fucking eyes and their alien faces. I'm like, this game is a cartoon. I don't understand what's happening.
It's so great.
It was not at all what I remembered.
And but it's good though, right?
I've only played the first two missions, so. Well, the first two missions once the game opens up. The fucking 50s sitcom moment in that game is incredible.
Yeah, dude.
I was laughing hysterically.
How
throughout that whole
whenever
scene.
as soon as you start walking, it just becomes hilarious.
It's just as soon as that happened, I'm like, on board. We're good. Let's go. So I haven't even seen any of the superpowers or anything in that game.
That's when the game gets really fun. It's kind of
wow, you barely did anything.
Yeah.
once you get into the simulation but don't have superpowers yet, it's not super fun. And then once you get your first superpower, the game really opens up and you have more of an opportunity.
It's when you
to
realize
do
you
shit.
don't need cars anymore.
Yeah, because cars in that game frankly suck.
They don't suck. You just don't.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying the cars as much as I did in 3. I've been listening to the fucking alien radio station though, just constantly.
Dude, I know he recites lines from Macbeth at you. It's great.
It's so amazing. It's incredible. I love Shakespeare, and just when him and the voice, the lady that they got is the lady of the Asian news announcer from Family Guy. So when they're reciting Shakespeare lines at each other on the radio, I was just losing it. I couldn't handle it.
Good stuff.
But I'm enjoying it so far. It looks I would say it just doesn't look good.
That's
Frankly,
why
I
I
don't think it looks
said to
good.
play that before.
I don't like
GTA 5.
I totally understand. The style just doesn't look as good. I don't like it as much as I remember liking it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. A lot of screen tearing, though, which sucks. I picked up morning at midnight. I'm about 5-6 hours into
You
it,
don't have VSync.
and I'm really well. It's on PS3, so no. Scott, I
Exactly.
have VSync.
You're in a
VSync?
VSync Master Race.
The VSync Master Race. Wow. Okay. I'm really digging Batman. It's really good. I think it's really well done in regards that it's a new studio doing it. And we actually had a Twitter question from Mark Griffiths. I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. He said, at IrrationalPod, you can tweet your questions at IrrationalPod as well.
Maybe I will.
Do you... Thanks, Tony. Do you think a game like Arkham Origins should be reviewed on its own merits? God damn it. Fuck you, Tony.
Repeat the question. I can hear.
Do you think a game like Arkham Origins should be reviewed on its own merits or scored lower because it's more of the same?
That's for any review, really.
Yeah, any kind of sequel territory.
Well,
if it's a sequel, if it a sequel, then it's sort of a mix between.
That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking.
Because it
Yeah.
sort of has to be more of the same, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but like if it's a sequel, you kind of have to compare it to the other ones. That's pretty much like how it evolved, how it de-evolved. That's kind of granted. Like if you're talking about like a Batman and a Spider-Man game, that's like two different things. Then that's probably more of like judging it from its own merits. But like just gonna be like, oh, it has like Batman combat. You're gonna have that. It's just like something like shorthanded type of way to breathe. Like
I mean, you're
the
definitely not fucking
recognized
buying
way.
into a something like Rogue Legacy when you pick up Batman Arkham Origins, are you?
Yeah, so they shouldn't be compared, right?
Right. Sort of.
Mm.
Not when it's a sequel. If it's not a sequel yet still bears the same sort of name, then that's when you can start to compare, really. Because if
I
it's not a
mean-
sequel, why is it so much similar?
Well, I mean, even then, like the way I see it is, I think Steve Butts from IGN said this. Like the game, we don't play games in a vacuum. Like we can't look at a game as just itself. It is always going to be taking something from somewhere, just like fucking action games have been taking the lock-on mechanic from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time for years. And we don't think of it that way anymore, but just playing games and looking at them in a vacuum is impossible. And so there has to be some level of comparison, right? It would be irresponsible, I think, to say that it has no relation or to not say it is similar to other games in that franchise.
Right, but the difference here being is should it be rated lower? And
Yeah.
the thing is you're doing it wrong if you're making a sequel that is nothing like the original. I'm sorry, but you are.
It depends. Like, look at the Pixel Junk series, where each iteration of it, which could be considered a
Though
sequel, is a
they're not,
totally
though.
new thing.
Those aren't sequels. That's like
Some
you're
people might
telling me
consider
Call of
them
Duty
sequels.
3 is a sequel to Call of Duty 4. I mean, backwards. Call of Duty 4 is a sequel to Call of Duty 3.
I know, but some people might consider those sequels.
They're not.
That's your opinion.
Look at the Final Fantasy series. There's obvious sequels, obvious not. You're trying to tell me that
Well, like I'm saying, Final Fantasy VII could be considered a sequel to Final Fantasy VI, but it plays very differently and it looks very different.
they're not even in the same world.
It doesn't matter. It's the
They're
sequel
not-
in the
they're-
franchise.
Yeah.
No.
Scott, this is your opinion. Like, you can't say that someone else is wrong for believing that. Like, each iteration of Final Fantasy has its own style, yes, but I think
That
vastly-
doesn't mean they can't lie in the label.
that what I'm saying is a sequel is okay to completely change everything from the ground up. In fact, I would invite that in some franchises like Call of Duty or like Zelda or Mario. I would invite that to happen in those series, and I would consider them sequels. And you might not, but that's your opinion, and this is mine. So there you
No,
go.
this is where the you can be wrong thing comes in.
Wow, Scott, really?
You throw that at me all the time.
Yeah, I do, but that's when you're making blanket statements like this. But when you're actually just stating your opinion.
Hey guys.
Hey,
So, did you guys notice that Alex changed his Twitter name to Alex O'Kill?
yes.
When did that happen?
Yes.
I spookied it up for Halloween.
Okay. Situation diffused. Let's move on.
I think that they should be judged both on their franchise and on their own merit. You have to, as a reviewer, you have to find a way to strike a balance there.
Some things can be kind of generic, but like transcended just because of the good writing or something like that. Like something like Shadows of the Dam, a game that I really liked.
Mhm.
It's basically Resident Evil 4 because they had the creator of Resident Evil 4 to be the thanks for it. But like the story and the characters in it like transcends that game to be seems like it's something different, even though it's kind of the same.
Also, if you look at Call of Duty, yes, there are iterations and there are minor innovations from game to game, but the core game is still good, and a lot of people still enjoy it. So should it be really reprimanded for being the same thing when the same thing is still good? You know, there's a lot of things that you have to, that's why you have to, when reading a review, know where you stand on that franchise. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
So, but back on Arkham Origins, I am really enjoying it. I'm 6 hours in. There's so much side quest stuff to do. It's ridiculous.
It's like Skyrim.
It's somebody.
It's not me.
I'm not seeing any
Oh,
sound bars go up.
It's me messing with what's it called? Bubble wrap. Sorry.
Oh, well,
Oh.
that would make sound. What came in the mail today, by the way, Now Machine? Something cool?
Oh, this guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just remember my mom yelling like, "Brian, there's mail!" And you were like, "Ooh."
It's really good. Anyway, Batman. That whole Not Machine you were watching, I was streaming earlier. That whole Mad Hatter
part.
that's all totally optional. That's all side quest stuff.
Well, so what was the other one?
Yeah, it's true. But like at one point, is it Arkham City or Arkham Asylum where you wake up in the Mad Hatter shop?
That's Arkham City.
Well, I mean, in that case, you have to do it because it happens to you regardless. So
Does
I
it?
believe. Yeah, I think like
It's
at some
been
point you
forever
just
since
like.
I played it.
I think at some point you just like pass out and you wake up there and you're all tied up and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, the Mad Hatter stuff is very reminiscent of the Scarecrow stuff in that it's really weird and trippy. But it's really cool. I've been enjoying it. Nick, who's reviewing it for us, said something along the writing being a lot better and whatnot, but I don't know about that. It seems pretty along the same lines of Arkham City. It's really well written. It's really well told. The new voice for Batman I really like. And every time he says something like, "Where is he?" I realize how horrible Christian Bale's Batman voice is. Just every time. It just sticks the nail in the coffin. It's horrible. I'm sorry to people that actually enjoy that horrible Batman voice, but it's so bad.
Best Batman.
Well,
voice
that's
ever.
your opinion. You could be wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I can be wrong in my opinion.
I'm sorry. The lot.
Thanks. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Anyone that's like, oh, I don't know, it's not going to be as good. I would say it's not any worse than any of the other Arkham games. It's still really good, and at the base, it's still really cool. And they've added a couple of new things, like the way that they do crime scenes is
The
way
base?
more. The base.
Oh,
the base.
I'm thinking
game.
BASS. Sorry.
The way they added the bass into the soundtrack is really good.
Man, that dubstep, man, is crazy.
Dude, that dubstep gun.
Yeah, the dubstep gun in Batman Arkham Origins is awesome.
Yeah. I heard they're just trying to compete with Saints Row 4, but
It's like the way they changed the crime scene stuff is really like it's fantastic. It's awesome. It makes you very much more detective like, and I think that's really cool. So I would say if you liked the other two Batman games, you will definitely like this. And if you're worried about possibly not liking it, just like it, know
Give it a
that
shot.
at its core, it is more of the same, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So,
No.
but yeah, that's it for games. I think we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about a little bit of news. So we'll be back in just a little bit, guys.
woohoo!
Bye, Tony.
No, I'll be here.
You're gonna stick around?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I got another half hour.
I'm sorry for going after you, Scott. Listen, but I have to defend my point, and I'm gonna fucking go after anyone that tries to tell me I'm wrong.
Clearly.
You're defending 2 + 2 = 3.
How
I
am
don't
I
know how to.
defending
I
that?
don't. I
Okay,
don't know how to.
explain to me how Final Fantasy VII isn't a sequel to Final Fantasy VI. Oh well, the
Where
story
is-
is different.
Where is the narrative continuity?
There
where
doesn't have
is-
to be narrative continuity.
Where's
the
any
narrative
continuity?
Where is
There's
the
always
narrative
a sister. There's always a crystal. There's always a Sid. There's always an airship.
There's
always a
Sid,
lighthouse.
there's an airship. There's
I
always
mean,
a lighthouse.
you
Exactly.
can make the. You can
Where's
make
the narrative
same-
continuity between fucking?
Hmm?
Where's the narrative continuity between Call of Duty and Call of Duty Black Ops and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3?
I can't find
There's-
it.
there is none. And
Right.
they're sequels.
Same world?
Maybe you should do on stuff that he knows.
Like, Scott, my point is a sequel doesn't have to be a sequel to the story, a sequel to the world. A sequel is just a new iteration of a franchise. You know, at its core, it is taking the gameplay, the base mechanics from a game, like the SID, the airship, the open world, the RPG.
But then, if they change it from the ground up, then that would be the lie in the label.
That's not a lie. It's just a different way to look at sequels. Not everyone looks at sequels like they're all have to be the same part of the same story. I'm just saying that is your opinion. You believe that a sequel is a continuation of that world, right? Of those base mechanics and of those base characters, right? That's what you're saying, right? And not everybody looks at a sequel like that. There's my controller. Game developers look at sequels as entirely new iterations of maybe some of the same mechanics, maybe not. Each Tales game I would consider a sequel to each other. It's all subjective. It's all opinion-based. I'm just saying, like, yes, you can believe that. That's totally fine, and that's what you will consider a sequel, but just know that not everyone does that. That's all I'm saying. I didn't mean to go after you so hard. I'm not trying to tell you that you're wrong. I'm just saying that it's all subjective. Nobody is right in this situation. That's
Big problem I have with this
Okay.
is you can say that lie and labels exist, right?
Yeah.
And you could say there's things that definitely aren't sequels, right?
Yes, in some cases, yeah.
The point being here is that if you're only allowed to have, what was it? You can only answer a question based off one meaning of a word, and when you go ahead and you answer it trying to base off one answer on multiple meanings, then things start to stop making sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's fucking when I became an English major, I gave up the reality where every word only has one meaning. And I accepted that absolutely everything is subjective, and I'm going to run into someone that believes in absolutely anything. And it's just like, at this point, there are so many people that would consider certain things so many different things. Like, in this sequel discussion is just one of them, but it could be terrorism in another discussion. I don't know why that was the first word that came to my head. Where one person considers terrorism to mean one thing, and someone considers it to be a completely different thing. I'm just saying it's...
Right, the problem arises here is that you made an argument for a sequel to be two separate things in one answer.
Yeah, and it can be two separate things in one thing. It could be a whole new thing, or it could be a story sequel, but they're both sequels. And I would say that both applies, because there are many different kinds of sequels. I will stand by that. And I know that might be confusing, but that's totally how I see it. Are you keeping up with me?
For the most part.
And I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just getting that point across. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying it's not right to make a blanket statement saying a sequel is this and only this. Like, that's not fair to people who have different opinions, like myself. You know? But I'm gonna let it drop because fucking Novish and Tony are so uncomfortable right now.
Well, I don't know. Like, if you want to get through another segment with me, we gotta go.
Yeah. I'm good to
We
go
don't
now.
have to.
I know. But if
Harold says he's going to take Tony's spot once Tony leaves. So there you go.
I mean, that's fine. He's a suitable replacement.
Yeah. Harold is
I
a very
approve.
suitable replacement. Are you okay with letting that discussion drop, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let the beat drop.
Let the beat drop. Oh, whoops.
If a sequel has two meanings.
If I hear sequel and it is Yankee Tongue, do Kirby drink the Donkey Tongue. Yeah, thank you. What?
All right, let's go.
News in gaming. Let's talk about news. I only have 3 stories here. Does anybody have anything else?
Yeah, biggest news in gaming. I got into the Hearthstone beta this week. Excited.
So fucking Tony is no longer going to talk to anyone else.
I'm going to be streaming the entire thing, so tune in late this evening, and I will be doing that.
like 6 a.m.
By late this evening, he means 5 in the morning tomorrow.
I mean about like 1:30ish. That.
The Titanfall has a release date now, March 11th. Ironically, the same day as Dark Souls 2.
And also
I
the
wonder
same
which one
day
I'll be
311
getting.
has a concert.
Really?
They always do that 311. I'm making a joke, so don't worry about it.
Okay. So that's
You
a lot
know why?
earlier.
You know why? Because March is the 3rd month.
I got
Just
no.
saying.
Yeah, it's 3/11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. That was cute. Yeah, that's a lot sooner than I thought it would be. Didn't it? Do you guys agree? I thought it was gonna be like.
It'll get delayed.
Are you sure
No,
about that?
I don't. No, I'm totally joking. I think it'll make it.
Yeah, I think they're really confident in this one. I have a feeling that they wanted to get it out in February in time to like compete with Infamous, because I feel like those 2 games are kind of the ones that people are looking forward to on those 2 systems. So
No, it would make more sense not to try and compete with Infamous.
yeah, I mean, they're so different.
Yeah, there's no competing. I don't think really.
Yeah,
Well,
like if you're throwing out the competitive edge, I don't think it's the best idea to try to compete with Infamous.
Well, yeah, I mean, Infamous looks amazing, but for the first-person shooter crowd, I think, like, I haven't talked to someone who plays first-person shooters that isn't looking forward to Titanfall. Even Greg is looking forward to it, and he's not even going to buy it.
Not gonna play it. Let's point and laugh at him.
Greg. He's going to listen to this, too. He's going to cry.
Greg with his silly anime.
He's going to use his tears as lubricant. Anyway,
What?
I just think by compete,
You broke Tony.
what? By compete, I mean like compete for people's money. Like, I'm gonna buy an Xbox One for Titanfall. You know.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, when that comes out.
When it comes out. I'm not.
Oh.
God damn it!
Oh.
I think I already canceled my Xbox One pre-order. So it is. Did I? God, I hope not. I don't want to get charged for it. I should just get them both.
Yeah.
I should go into credit card debt and get them both right now, Shin. Take the bullet.
Yeah. Take the bullet.
No, wrong bullet. Wrong bullet. The one and the other bullet is reasonable. This one is not. Don't do it.
Yeah, this one's more expensive bullet. Tell you what.
You should just get the PlayStation. Stop lying.
But
to
yeah, no,
yourself.
I just think that those are both system sellers. I'm getting those PlayStation 4s. I think they're both system sellers. So, oh no, my Xbox One is still pre-ordered. Still there. Oh, I could
Yeah,
totally.
dude, PlayStation in like
You should
2
probably
weeks.
cancel that.
I should probably cancel that. I'm gonna cancel that right now. Cancel items. It didn't go through. Okay, well, maybe it's Destiny.
There, you're not allowed to cancel
There you
PlayStation
go.
3.
It has been canceled. Xbox One Day One console has been canceled.
Oh, you won't get your nerd
Big
stamp.
step for me.
Yeah, no nerd stamp.
Not. I won't get my nerd stamp. I'm so upset about that. Anyway, yeah, I think people are going to be buying PS4s for Infamous, and people are going to be buying Xbox Ones for Titanfall.
X-Bones.
It's fucking next spring's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be Titanfall, Destiny, Drive Club. Wait, Drive Club? I mean Watch Dogs. Oh, fuck, Josh. In the best way. Anyway, the Burial at Sea, Bioshock Infinite DLC, episode 1 of that, or part 1 of that, will be coming out November 12th. Looks awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're ready for next gen
Really
consoles.
excited.
That's timing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's different, but yeah, I guess that's all there is to say about
Yeah,
that.
that is all there is to say about it.
Anyway, PS4, the biggest news is that I could find was the PS4 day one features have been announced. It is going to be a day one patch.
Yeah,
It is 300.
You mean the day one patch has been announced?
Well, like what you'll be able to do on day one is more important than this. The day one patch is going to be 300 megs. You won't be able to play DVDs or Blu-ray movies until you connect it to the internet and patch it. So.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
They always online to your movies. The day one patch will also add remote play with the Vita and second screen stuff with PlayStation Link and the PlayStation app on mobile. It'll also add the Twitch streaming and DVR functionalities.
I like functionalities.
The one thing that they had said will be available on the PS4 that won't be available on day one is the suspend play, suspend resume capabilities.
What about cross game chat?
Cross game chat will be in the infrastructure on day one. So yeah.
Bam! There you go. System is now best system ever.
That's kind of
but
like a weird thing to have delayed.
Yeah,
This whole thing just been weird. Like,
the whole-
It's like, hey, you'll be able to use a headset. Day one. This dumb stuff. This really dumb stuff. And I just think this is really just because of the day and age that we in right now. Just because of we're so like connected. We have to have news on everything. That like even like the littlest thing has to be news. So like when you see something like that, you just see it's weird. But like if it like came in a box and it's like it just didn't work. It's like okay, whatever. I'll just wait for it. I don't know. It's just dumb stuff.
It is dumb, but it is nice to have them be so forthcoming about this and honest about it.
So they have
Yeah,
flame wars all over the internet.
Yeah, so flame wars will just ignite everywhere.
Oh,
Sparks
my
will
couple
explode.
can have 8 friends. Did you see that dumb thing? I think I saw it somewhere. Like, someone was like, oh, the PS4 can have 4 people on party check. Too bad Xbox One people don't have it. And then the Xbox One said it. Oh, now they're copying on PS4, even though Xbox 360 had it like forever, but whatever.
Weird. That is dumb.
Yeah.
That is incredibly dumb. But the we didn't even get to say it, but the suspend stuff where you turn off the power, and then when you turn it back on, it'll just jump you right back into the game you were playing. That is not going to be. You will not be able to do that on day one. So.
But your Xbox One will. I bet you could snap it too.
Don't start this. Yeah, I bet.
Well,
you'll
now
be able
that
to
he's
have
canceled
over
his
1,000 friends,
Xbone, now we can all decide that the Xbone is better, and he'll never get the Day One edition back.
too. Yeah, I fucking have to spend $500 to get that
Achievement.
controller from Rob Casaletta. But any other news?
Nothing really.
Yeah, I didn't find much. News is
Yeah,
fun
this
week.
the PS4 thing's not too surprising
Yeah,
because like a lot of the features that it's going to have not day one, and they never specified this as being a day one thing. Or they did, but they didn't. There's always that day one update because they start making the systems, they start sending the software to them, and then they keep working on things. And when it's finally out there, it's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and of course they've been working on it since then.
yeah. I
But
it's not.
I
maybe
think
even longer.
I think the real crazy thing about it is like both the Xbox One and the PS4 are just getting day one patches for it to even just fucking work for both of them. I don't know, just dumb stuff.
It's almost the norm now, though.
The thing is that it's though that content wouldn't have been getting to you any sooner, and it would be the thing pushing back the system.
Yeah, and it's like it's way more
And
important to hit that date.
because of the internet thing, they don't see the need to push it back for those things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Herald just posted an important comment too. PAX East 2014 3-day pass is sold out in 40 minutes, which is now the fastest selling time. It was 2 hours last year, I believe, or maybe like 6 hours or something.
Yeah, Joe didn't get
Luckily-
his. Bad face.
Joe was trying to get one for Tyrone. That's why he was trying to get his, I believe.
Didn't Tyrone have a media badge last year?
Yes, I think. Maybe. I think he was like a photographer for Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
But Joe writes for a different site now, so.
Tyrone can be my photographer. Take pictures of me with all the hot cosplay ladies.
Like, I'm just worried about what's going to be the limit on our thing, because it's
Now we're bringing a black man, so it's gonna be kind of
It's gonna
difficult.
be edgy.
No, we have, like, Niall said he would fly from Europe to Boston to go to PAX East if I could get him a badge. So I'm like, I don't, like, 4 the writers want to go. I don't know.
We'll see what
how many-
happens.
I don't know how many are going to end up going. Yeah. I don't know where they're going to cap us out at, so.
We need 25 media badges for Irrational Passions. We're a large label.
We're bringing up.
They should all have kappas on it.
Yeah.
God damn it. But yeah, that is PAX East. Starts April 11th through the 13th. We will be there.
Maybe
We'll make another 80s montage.
we
I
might
will
have
definitely
a
be
panel.
there.
Not
I will
really.
definitely be there.
With I'm
We might
definitely
have-
going to be
we
at
might have a
PAX.
panel. I will definitely be there. But
It'll just be Alex and me hanging out, looking at games,
yep.
sleeping in the same
It'll
bed.
be like me taking weird videos and then Tony's head just appears in the.
Yep.
But that's it for news. Unless anybody's got anything else, which I don't think you guys do. So
Tune into the Irrational Passions
That's
stream.
probably where I'll buy it on.
what? By what on?
Wolf Among Us on Vita.
Oh yeah, the Wolf Among Us on Vita. I got an email about that.
I want to play that game.
Apparently, The Walking Dead had a lot of frame rate problems.
Apparently, you have
I
a lot
heard
of
that.
frame rate problems.
Yeah. Hopefully, I probably do, Tony. You're right. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us is fine.
He has been playing Saints Row 4, so.
There you go. I have all the frame rate problems.
Jokes!
Tony, did you want to step out here?
I need to go in 18 minutes. So if we can do this in 18 minutes.
We're not going to finish the show, but we'll get through new releases.
I don't care. You pick. If you'd rather have me step out in the middle of the segment, then we can do that, or I can leave now.
We'll get through new releases. We're not going to take another break, so.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you guys what you want. What you really, really want.
Shut up, Evan. That's rule number 1.
He obeys the
Especially
rules
if
so well most times.
I know, I try. This past week on the PlayStation Network, PS3 games, we have Deus Ex Human Rev Director's Cut for $30. Enslaved Odyssey to the West Premium Edition for $20. And Ruse for $20. On the network games, we have Alien Rage, which is $15. Beer Pong!
Yeah.
Exclamation mark, $5. Ethan Meteor Hunter. I didn't know my roommate made a video game. Oh my god, my roommate is in a video game.
Wow.
Wow. Ethan Meteor Hunter for $10.
And he's
It is
hunting
about-
meteors.
It is about Ethan. What is he? What the fuck? What? There's like the main character is like an animal. He's like a Marmaduke or something. That's too perfect. It's about Ethan hunting down meteors with his dopey roommate sidekick Alex. Mag Runner Dark Pulse for $10 as well on the network. On the Xbox Live Game Store, as it's now known, I gotta change that. XBGS. Excuse me. You can buy Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror Fate HD for $15. Mag Runner Dark Pulse for $10, and
you can save $15.
or you can save $15. Or you can buy How to Survive for $15. On the NintendoWare, Wii U, you can download Batman Arkham Origins right now. Pinball for $5 and baseball for $5. Also, Batman Arkham Origins on Wii U is $50 as opposed to $60. Probably because it doesn't have multiplayer. For the 3DS, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, or Phoenix Wright 5, which is exclusive to the 3DS eShop, you can buy for $30. Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate for $40. Star Soldier for $5. Jewel Master Cradle of Egypt 2 for $29.95 as opposed to $29.99.
I'm excited for this one.
And My Little Baby 3D is $30.
I'm excited.
I can tell. Retail releases for October 29th, 2013. We have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag for the PS3, 360, Wii U, and PC. The 2K Power Pack, which contains Bioshock 2, Mafia 2, and The Darkness 2 for PS3 and 360. Regular Show, Mordecai, and Rigby in 8-Bit Land for 3DS. Scott's Potential Game
You don't
of the
have the
Year.
Essential Pack?
The Essential Pack and the Power Pack are two different things.
Yeah,
2K.
but that's not come out either way.
2K Essentials Pack came out last week, and 2K Power Pack comes out
Oh.
next week. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which one's my potential game of the year? The fuck?
Regular Show, Mordecai, and Rigby in 8-Bit Land.
What? No. But those games are like terrible.
Actually, the Adventure Time game is pretty good.
It was
don't
alright. It
compare
was
those
alright.
Sonic Lost World for the Wii U and 3DS. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, PS3, Wii U, and 360. Monster High, 13 Wishes for the Wii, Wii U, and DS. Not even for the 3DS. They couldn't even manage that. WWE 2K14 for the PS3, 360. A game that Damien will buy regardless of its quality. Battlefield 4 for the PlayStation 3, 360, and
Yo,
PC.
dog, ghost problems.
Yo, dog. Beyblade Evolution for the 3DS and Angry Birds Star Wars for the Wii. Scott, can you tell me what you're picking and what you're crapping on?
I'm crapping on that WWE game.
Mm-hmm. Safe bet.
My pick. Huh.
Star Soldier.
Star Soldier, apparently. Yeah.
Star Soldier. The fuck is that?
3DS
know.
game from Konami for $5.
I don't know. Konami's normally a wild card. It is.
That is very
Very
true.
true.
That is so true. If I could describe the publisher Konami in 2 words, it would be wild card.
I don't even want to try Arkham Origins Blackgate because I don't know. Normally,
That could be good.
handheld iterations. I don't know.
It's like a 2D Metroidvania type thing, apparently.
Can't be worse than the Assassin's Creed iteration, right?
Oh boy.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. So you're going to pick Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate?
No.
Okay.
I'll
Pick something, Scott.
take the 2K Power Pack.
Alright. Darkness 2 is pretty good. I played it. I'm going to pick Ethan Meteor Hunter. I really want to buy that game now. I'm going to crap on the Wii U version of Batman Arkham Origins because it sounds awful. It has no multiplayer, too. And it will have no DLC, so...
But it's not on this list. Came out last week, right?
No, it came out... Well, it came out today on the eShop, technically. It's on the list, though.
What?
Man, right here. I have it highlighted.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. Nintendo where? It's not like not out for retail?
It is out for retail.
It's not down here.
Yeah, well, it came out
Stop
last Tuesday.
arguing, you two. Jesus.
I know.
Scott and I hate each other, apparently. I love Scott. We have such good discussions when we hang out after class. They don't understand, Scott.
It's okay.
Nabashin, how about you, my friends?
Pick. I was gonna say Blackgate, but I don't know about that game anymore.
How are the
I'll
reviews
pick and
for it?
Slay. They've been average so far. I only seen the IGN review, and it's like a little bit lower than Batman Arkham Origins. So I think it's like around 7 or something like that. So it's not that bad. But I still don't know about the game. But yeah, I'm 4 Enslaved, and my crap would probably be I guess Castlevania Lords of Shadows Mirror of Fate HD.
Tony, round us out for me.
Okay, my crap is My Little Baby 3D, and my pick is going to be Beyblade Evolution for the 3DS.
You big Beyblades fan?
Dude, I used to have a Beyblade arena when I was
Really?
little. I had like 3 Beyblades, and I'd be like, yo, my friends, come over and play Beyblades with me.
Okay, oh my goodness. Please, everyone in the Google Doc, click the link for My Little Baby 3D. And
My
look
little
at
what?
look at the pictures that they have for this fucking game. Oh my god.
I have decided to change my opinion on this game. It's now my pick of the week.
This baby looks like a 4,000-year-old Chinese man.
Didn't you always want to care for a sweet little baby? This is your chance.
You start with a description of the parents. As the color of their skin, hair, and eyes will determine the looks of the baby.
So they stole the GTA Online character creator.
Pretty much. Tony, I'm gonna send you on your way.
All right, real quick. My answers to the mail sack is no to Harold, and for pretty much every game that I play.
Okay.
There you go.
You want to do a Nabashi next?
Sure.
What's the number you ask?
Favorite candy? Do you favorite candy? I don't know. I can't think of shit right now.
Favorite candy? I don't really eat much sweet things anymore.
I.
Like I'm a fan of the savory, but when I used to when I was like probably 8th grade, I used to like take my $3 or whatever that I got a week, walk up to the Bloom and buy me one of those giant bags of Skittles like once every 2 weeks and eat that shit all the
Skittles,
time.
man.
Dude, they're my thing.
I have some candies I'm gonna list off later.
But the only candy I've had recently is freaking jelly beans because that's Alana's favorite candy. But there you go.
No least
Alright.
favorite candy? Like you just put it in your mouth and you hate it?
No, not really. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are things that would be gross to me, but like I said, I'm not exposed to enough candies for that to be a thing.
Okay.
I pretty much avoid it. So there you go.
All right.
And my pick for the title is whatever Scott picks is my pick for the title.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Cool.
Alright, I get 2 votes this week.
All right, bye, Tony.
Peace out, Boy Scouts.
Later.
I get 2 votes this week, yay. Can I get Evan's vote?
No,
No.
Evan doesn't earn a vote. He broke his microphone. Harold says his pick was Hometown Story and his crap was Ethan Meteor Hunter. He hates my roommate.
Well, he just doesn't want you to buy it because it's probably going to be bad.
Oh, it's probably gonna be fucking horrible.
Let's find out.
We should split it, Scott, and we'll play it and we'll
No,
stream
I'm
it.
going to look at the things for it. No,
I was looking at it. It looks like a basic puzzle platformer.
Oh, so it has the potential to actually be good.
It has the potential to be okay, I'd say, judging by the screenshots. Hopefully somebody's gonna be jumping in here in a second. But do you guys want to start with the emails?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, we're inviting more people in?
Yeah, somebody's gonna be taking Tony's spot apparently.
You mean Harold?
Me too, but sure.
Yeah, Harold. Oh yeah.
Say his name. Oh, yes.
I wanted it to be kind of a surprise to the listeners.
Yeah, sadly, this actually does have the potential to be a good game.
So I'm guessing you're going to get Harold's audio from this.
No, I'm gonna have him record his track when he comes in, assuming he does.
Oh.
Oh, this mail sack music. I'm just digs in it. Well, we'll start with Harold's mail. He says Halloween is next week. Have you ever dressed up as a video game character for Halloween? Except for my iPhone.
Yeah.
No.
Unless
Really?
you count like the Black Power Ranger who was a video game, but no.
I've dressed up as so many video game characters.
I mean, like, if you count every gorilla as Donkey Kong, then sure.
I have dressed up as Diddy Kong.
I once went out as a gorilla and I
Did you wear a DK
jumped
tie?
people. What? No.
Did you? Well, then it doesn't count.
Right, that's what I thought. Like, wasn't even a brown gorilla either.
You didn't even wear a tie, did you?
It was a silverback one.
I already said I didn't wear a tie.
Okay.
I get touchy about ties.
Hold on a second. Harold, do you have Audacity open? Well, there we go. I'll know when to cut it because the music will be playing. Harold, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Harold?
It's broken mic day. I'm joking.
I hope. There he is. Hi, Harold. I think he came in muted.
More than likely.
That's how Google Hangout runs their business.
Double fix that shit.
I have to do a countdown for you, Harold. That's why I'm asking. For you to start recording. Scott, can you make sure you get your track tonight? I don't want to have to worry about it over the weekend.
Yeah, we were recording pretty early, so I should be able to do that.
That's what I was hoping for. I had this week's show out really late, so I felt bad. I need to get better about that.
Hey, you didn't even have to worry about my track.
Yeah, I was very happy for that. Harold, I think you're muted in Google Hangout because I can't hear you.
You know, you can check. There's a, that.
That big old orange button.
Mm-hmm.
Loosen up my buttons, baby.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, just tell me when to start recording.
Alright, just hit the record button on 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One, recording. I don't know.
There you go. I won't do the count up this time. I should hopefully be able to make it work. Alright. Alright, Harold's here, guys. Hey,
What
Harold.
up?
Are you enjoying
Rocking
this?
the hat.
You are rocking the hat. Are you enjoying this very loungy music? I still don't know what this is. I don't know if you can hear it that well. It's probably pretty
Okay.
quiet.
Sorry, I had the stream going on in another window. I'm here. So, crossing the streams.
Well, we were just answering your email question, Harold. These guys have never dressed up as video game characters.
Yeah, because we're cool.
Yeah. You know what? I never have either. However,
See, look at you.
I did dress up.
Nerd.
Only one.
However, I did dress up as Captain N for Halloween one year.
Okay.
Technically not a video game character, but he appeared in a cartoon series with a bunch of video game characters, so it kind of counts.
That's
Say hi!
I dressed up as both Mario and Luigi with my brothers on different occasions.
I can see that. Half Mario, half Luigi.
No. There is an adorable picture of me after my nose had gotten torn off and I still had this scab
I
on
tell
my
you,
nose.
every
time in the
I didn't mention it last week. I didn't mention it last week, so fuck
I'm
you.
joking.
You're the
I'm
worst.
joking.
No, I'm just kidding. God, one of these days you're gonna push my buttons and I'm gonna stab you in the throat.
Oh, I'll be there waiting.
Don't worry, Harrison. I'll edit it
If
in.
it happens, that could come back to bite you in the ass.
But there's this adorable picture of me with like this big black scabbed up nose, wearing a fake mustache and a Mario hat, and I'm eating pizza. I'm like 3 years old. I like adorable. Not 3 years old. I'm like 8 years old, but still.
You should two-face Mario and Luigi one night. That'd be
I
cool.
should. That would be awesome. I dressed up as Link. I I only dressed up as Link once, and my sword was like totally not anything like the Master Sword. It was garbage. I did dress up as Donkey Kong one year. That was fun. And there's one more. Can't remember. I think it was a character from Wild Arms because my brother had made me the costume.
What? Nintendo character? Lame.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, I loved dressing up as video game characters when I was a kid.
No, you like dressing up as Nintendo characters, apparently. There's a big
Apparently.
difference.
I played a lot of Nintendo systems when I was but a wee lad. We have Netmail. He says, "Hi, Irrational Passions.
What up,
This is
Nep?
Mr. Nep with a new question for you guys. This week, I wanted to ask you what games that have kept you up later than planned, or made you late for something. Just talk about the games that got their grips on you so too tight, so it started affecting your plans and sleep schedule."
All games.
All of the video games. Batman Arkham Origins last night. Oh my god, I was up till 6 in the morning, inadvertently.
Rock
Yeah, all
Band
games.
Blitz.
I can see you sitting in your bed, like, playing Rock Band Blitz for hours, Harold.
Except my Xbox isn't in the bedroom; it's in the living room.
The living room, so you're just sitting on the couch, just up until 6 in the morning playing it.
Slight exaggeration, although Extra Life is coming up
Oh yeah, man. Are you doing Extra Life on the 2nd or on the 9th?
next weekend.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing it next weekend,
So that's the 2nd.
which
Alright.
I still need to plug the crap out of that because I don't have any support yet.
Where's your stream gonna be? You can
I
plug it
haven't
right
even
here.
posted a link anyway. Twitch.tv/hbomb and friends.
Cool. Are you gonna be playing with your friends?
Yes, I started a new channel. What?
Are you gonna be playing with H-Bomb's friends?
H-bomb's friends are all over the place.
I will play something with you at some point.
Okay.
Just send me a tweet. Yeah, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. We're doing ours on the 9th, so.
Yeah.
Scott, what about you? Have games kept you up late?
Late, yes. Late for anything, no.
There's your infamous 20-hour playthrough of Kingdom Hearts.
There is.
I've been late for school.
But it's more or less. Anytime that I was late for something, I was going to be late due to me not paying attention to time for some reason or another.
Yeah. I mean,
Rather than this or it's not going to be this. Like I was late because I took a shower. And I don't blame me not taking a shower. It's because I thought I had 45 minutes, not 5.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot. I've never been late for work because of video games, I'm happy to say. Makes me somewhat responsible. Now, we have a voicemail as well.
Oh, before we move on, I do have another answer to that question. Not me personally,
Sure.
but my dad, back in the day, Dragon Warrior, the original Dragon Warrior.
Oh, man,
He and
that's
my
good.
mom would stay up all night, him playing it, my mom watching him.
Awesome. That is good.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Warrior, man. It's a good game.
Holy crap, that was before most of you guys were born.
Yeah, it was.
Most.
Most, not all. Let's hope this audio plays alright. Now, Silver PR sent us 2 voicemails, but he said to play the first one. We'll probably end up playing both.
Why?
I don't know. Why not?
Well, he said one.
It's loading. He sent 2.
What's up, guys? Silver PR here, your number 1 fanatico from the Caribbean. All right, guys. Just asking you. I played The Wolf Among Us. There's a spoiler cast. Great spoiler cast, by the way.
Thank you.
That ending played with my emotions. So I pretty much was thinking, I mean, there's plenty of games that play with my emotions in the past. And I'm asking you guys, what is the most memorable? Sorry about that. What was the best memory about video gaming that you had when you play with your emotions. I could say that maybe Aries. Oh, sorry, my tongue is so tied up this early in the morning. You know, Final Fantasy VII, Ares, Sephiroth. Yeah, that moment. It got me really, really good. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Got you, very emotional. From this past 3 generations of consoles. Just random thought. Bit of Titan.
3?
Early in the morning, Monday.
I don't know.
I don't know, guys. Sorry. We'll do this better next time. Anyway, have a good one, and
Oh,
yeah,
whoops.
I'm so fucking tired. I don't want to go to work. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Again, take care. Talk to you in a few. Bye.
It's funny in the Google transcript, Aerith and Sephiroth are labeled as Harris and Deborah. I was just laughing at that. His second
They
one,
killed Harris!
Harris, no. His second one is mostly Korra related, I believe. So maybe we can play that one. I haven't listened to either of these, so.
Should we answer the first question first?
Yeah. So what's played with your emotions? What game has played with your emotions?
Depends on what you call
It
play with your
depends
emotions.
how-
Incite my anger, I'd have to say Skyrim.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do it. I love that hot phone action.
For me,
Can't do anything about it. Sorry.
you can mute yourself. But for me, as far as getting emotional, like I said, I never cried in a video game, so that's like nothing as far as that. Take 3 gave me like a whole bunch of emotions.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest one I can think of, really. But like there's like the ending of The Last of Us, like stuff like that. They don't really They don't really make me feel anything. Like except like wow, how good that was. It makes me think, but not really get emotional. I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess Mass Effect 3. That's like the biggest thing for me. Just because like this was the end of my journey, this is the end of my adventure. All my friends that I gone through for so many games and so many hours I put into that game, all the other games. Have it all in Mass Effect 3. I guess that's probably the emotional thing I ever played. I guess.
Yeah, for me, the 3 that come to mind: Mass Effect, just Mass Effect in general. 2 and 3 more. But yeah, I was very invested in those characters. Persona 4, incredible emotional response.
Fuck! I'll get that.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say it, but I figured if I said it, it would remind you of it.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Persona 4, and it was not necessarily like sadness, like I wanted to cry or anything with Persona 4, but there was just a lot of times where I had an emotional response. Crybaby O'Neil, gamer cry. There's a lot of times where I had there's a lot of times where I had an emotional response where like I got happier than I would just with any other game, or I got sadder or I got more uncomfortable or something, where it was like a real emotional response.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And Persona 4 will always be the reigning. I have not had any, that is the game where I've had the most emotional response and the most very emotional response. And the other one's The Last of Us for me. But that was mostly just, I was reacting to those characters. Kind of like in Persona 4, but in a different way. I was just really invested in those characters. So, what about you, Harold? Does Rock Band Blitz give you the biggest emotional response?
It depends what emotions you're looking for. I mean, frustration, I would say Dance Central.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that.
Anger, Skyrim. But as far as the true intent of the question, I don't really think so. Mm-hmm. Heavy Rain, Disgust.
Yeah.
L.A. Noire, boredom.
Okay, I gotcha. Call of Duty, nothing, no emotion.
I have not ever touched a Call of Duty game.
All right, that's an achievement in and of itself. Scott, what about you? Scott.
I'm not muted, so you should be able to hear me.
Yeah, you delayed.
Yeah, I'm waiting for your response.
Yeah. The most I play that would, gives off an emotional response, like, of games that would or should, I think, is Kingdom Hearts. But then that's like, not really.
I was gonna say Kingdom Hearts, but it doesn't give as much emotion to me as the other games I said. That's why I didn't mention it.
And
they're more personal.
That's the most I go for.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's like personal stories that they do in Kingdom Hearts. They definitely pull out some deep emotions.
Like I said, I still watch Dream Happy Over 2 Days over and over again just because I just like seeing their emotions. They're just really good.
Yeah.
It gets to me.
Yeah. Cool. Do you guys want to play his other voicemail?
All right.
He didn't say not to play it for reference. He just said, I guess if you're going to play one, play the first one. But we can play the other one.
I guess.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Super PR again. Sorry, I'm a little bit wake up now. Yeah, better than last time. Anyway, yeah, I'm random thought as always. I'm asking you guys, if you could bring back right now modern IP from the 8-bit days that it hasn't been redone, it hasn't been made again, published in some other way, like remakes and HD versions of old school games and all that stuff. What game or property you will bring back? In my example, I would bring The Adventures of Bio Billy. I mean, I still remember that game from the 8-bit days. Very awesome and all that stuff. And I don't know. I mean, there's better fighting mechanics and driving mechanics and shooting mechanics that way back in those days. And I don't know. A nice side scroller for Bio Billy would be nice. I mean, I think it would be great. Nice nostalgia kicker there. I don't know. And I mean, it's been done the past years. They should have done that. I don't know. What franchise you will bring back from the 8-bit days, specifically from the 8-bit days? So, yeah, that'll be a nice question.
Well, I got cut off. So what intellectual property or franchise would you bring back from the 80s?
Now, before we answer this,
yeah,
if it has ever been brought out of 8-bit for any reason, officially, then it doesn't count.
Yeah. No, this is franchises that haven't gotten HD remakes or new iterations or anything from the 80s specifically. He said. So.
How old is CPR?
I don't know. I would say Nabashin and Harold, you guys are more aptly equipped to answer this question.
See, that's the thing. Like, of course, I was born in '86 and stuff like that, and I've had an NES and everything, but I can't remember just a particular IP that's 8-bit that hasn't been remade that I really enjoy. Like most of the 8-bit, like you want to make like an HD version of Duck Hunt or something like that. Probably.
Duck Hunt, that's a good one. I wasn't thinking that.
That would be fucking dope, though.
Are you sure that's not 16-bit? Because 16-bit don't count.
No, Duck Hunt.
That was the thing. Are we counting 16-bit? How far back does this cut off to?
I think just anything from the 80s. I
might not have played any 8-bit games.
Okay, I got two here.
Okay.
One, RC Pro-Am.
Okay.
There was an NES version, there was a Game Boy version, and that was it.
I remember the game. That game was fun.
Yeah.
Good controls.
And the other one, The Magic of Scheherazade.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's what my dad got into after Dragon Warrior.
Okay.
It's got overworld battles like Zelda, overhead adventure, yeah. But it also has turn-based RPG battles, and it was cool. My dad almost beat it.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If so much PR and if it didn't have to be like 8-bit and like this like anytime just like something that hasn't been like a new IP, my answer would have been Bubsy. Honestly, I actually
Bubsy?
liked that game.
Oh
Bubsy
yeah,
Tag.
no.
The cat with the
I like that
T-shirt.
game too.
Yeah, the game was actually
Yeah.
decent. Because I was a big fan of Sonic the Hedgehog games back then, so like, all it was about was like running fast and just avoiding enemies. The thing about Bugsy is like if you get one hit, you're pretty much fucking dead. So like that was kind of frustrating. But he was a cat who could glide, and I like just running fast and just going through the level. So I don't know. That would have been my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing from the 80s, man. Like, the games I played on my NES were Punch-Out and Zelda and Mario Bros. Like, that's all I got.
Bring back good Zelda.
Sick of this shit, Harold. You're getting good Zelda on November 22nd.
That's right.
Are you excited for Link Between Worlds, Harold?
I am.
Because Scott and I have been
The
literally
thing
hyping
is,
it
I'm
up
a
every
little
time we
bit-
see each other.
I'm a little bit torn because Link Between Worlds is coming out the same day as Super Mario 3D World,
Yeah.
and I think Tearaway is coming out that day too.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about your.
coming out on this.
And something else, I believe, is coming out that day, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, you're right. I can't. It's probably not important. We're talking
Yeah.
about the Xbox One. For
Yes, I realize that.
that was a joke.
X bone's connected to the knee bone. I don't know.
Yeah, I do want to say, Harold, you were totally right about Mario 3D World. I'm sorry that I wasn't on the hype train with you from the start.
No, whatever, dude. It's their own fault.
It's true. It is their own fault.
Yeah,
Harold-
because they should have showed that. 'Cause that is amazing. That game looks amazing, and I can't wait to play it. They weren't trying to sell it to me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
And then like after I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I'm on board. So yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
I played it at.
I've seen it. I'm still not on board, but like that's sort of how I do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Harold.
I played it when they did their Best Buy demos during E3 week,
Yeah.
and I really liked it then, and it looks like it's even going to be better.
Yeah. I'm actually really curious to play the multiplayer in it, too. It's got online
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Does it?
Yeah. They announced that in that weird ghetto reboot Japanese translation trailer.
Oh, you mean Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, the Nintendo Direct. That's exactly what I said, right? So there you go. Mark Griffith says the games that evoked emotion for him were Final Fantasy VII, Persona 4, and Mass Effect. So there you go.
Oh, Mark, we're so similar.
Yeah, Mark Griffiths and I'm convinced he's the British version of me. Like, he keeps tweeting at me like, I was thinking the same thing like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, why? He's convinced that we're either long-lost clones or twins, or he's just the British version of me.
And I'm just the black guy.
And Nabishin's just the black version. But anyway, that's it for the show. Thank you guys for listening. You can contact us in a variety of ways, just like Harold, Nep, and Silver PR did.
Yeah. Contact them by coming on the show.
Yeah, you can tell us what you want, what you really, really want. You can send us an email at mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. That's MAIL sack@irrationalpassions.com. Follow each of us on Twitter. I'm at alfighter27. Scott is at whattechuz. Tony's at Tony Horvath, all one word. Nabishin's at Nabishin186. That's NABESHIN 186. And Harold's at USF H-Bomb.
Yep.
I always
And my
worry
show
about it.
is at H-Bomb and Friends.
Yeah, I always worry I'm gonna get the letters wrong in the beginning.
USF, University of South Florida.
Yeah, that's why I
Go
always try to
Bulls!
remember that, but go Bulls. You can leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337.
It's likely.
Thank you, Harold. Because it is. Standing long distance fees do apply. We live stream weekly over at twitch.tv/Rational Passions, and we have YouTube content go up every week at youtube.com/Rational Passions. Don't forget, Extra Life is on November 9th for us.
I'm
November
doing it on the
2nd
2nd.
for everybody else. All you need to know about Extra Life, you can find at bit.ly/IPEL 2013. And that goes to our Extra Life information page, where you can find out what charity we're going to, when we're doing it, what games we'll be playing, and where we will be streaming the entire event. Now, some complications might have arisen with the people that might be attending, but we will obviously keep you posted on that.
Are we donating to the place that got you out of your depression?
Yes, actually.
I was totally being serious, by the way. I wasn't
Yeah,
trying to be.
no, I was being serious as well. Out of my depression and out of my chronic fatigue.
Cool.
Thank you to the Retroids people that chose the. We're all under one banner for the Retroids Podcast Network this year, and they were kind enough to choose the John Hopkins Hospital for us, literally specifically for us, because no one else had any specific hospitals they wanted to donate to, and I said I always go to that one, so I appreciate that. Some other stuff. Please rate and review us on iTunes. It helps us out a lot. Follow the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod, and follow our little sister show at Malicious Pod. Episode 5 just went up, and Episode 6 is recording next Thursday, so check
And
out...
stay tuned for our commentary of Pokemon, the first movie. I don't know, I'm saying stuff so maybe something will actually happen. I don't know.
We should do that.
They had a lot of Pokemon talk this week, and I was like, hey, we should. I don't know.
We should all just get together and cry when Pikachu cries. Oh, man.
Pikachu dies?
Pikachu cries.
Right.
Ash dies. What? Spoilers. Don't forget to check out our Writers Podcast, now named Writers Ramble, which is a very clever name.
It's Ramble or Rumble? I could have sworn I said Rumble.
Ramble.
Okay, wow, I read it wrong all the time. My bad.
That's okay.
I
Writers
heard it said
Rumble.
Rumble too.
Get ready to rumble. And just like the twist ending is that the referee hulks out at the end. If anyone has played Ready to Rumble, they are my hero.
I played Ready to Rumble.
There you go. You understand then.
Dreamcast one. Yeah.
And tell your friends, because word of mouth is the best way to spread love. And of course, our website, irrationalpassions.com. Tons of awesome content go up there every week. So check it out. Well, here we are, Nabishin. At an impasse once more. I got nothing, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
Can I do
kicked
this?
you off
Can
enough.
I?
No, Harold's
Can I prompt it?
Harold's got it.
Hey, Navashin.
Huh?
I'm just at a crossroads here. Just come up with the perfect question here and help me out.
Oh, that's an Alex cop-out answer. You traitor.
Okay.
Harold's is at a crossroad in his life, so let's help him out. Nabishin, what you got?
What's this Crossroads? Did you ever see that movie,
I don't know.
Crossroads?
No, I haven't.
Crossroads was
I haven't
actually the name
either.
of the on-campus cafeteria at USF.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, man. Close the loop, man. Close the loop.
I was thinking about the Crossroads, that Britney Spears movie.
Fuck the
I was
Loop movie.
thinking
Fuck
the
Loop movie.
Crossroads Bone Thugs and Harmony song.
Oh, that.
Crossroads.
So you won't be lonely.
Nabishin, goddammit.
Yeah. You already know what question is, but I'll take it. Wait, let's turn the music off for a second.
Cut the
Okay.
music.
All right, I'm saying it out here out loud. I'm sorry, Alex.
Okay.
There's been
What's
a
up?
lot. I gave you a lot of shit this week, so I'm just saying I'm sorry.
It's all right. I understand. I expect it from you.
You know.
It's kind of like our
Yeah,
repertoire.
but, you know. It is, but I felt like I pressed a little bit too much this week, so I'm just saying I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you. I appreciate the apology though, but don't worry. I
Yeah,
try. I
you know.
try. I have thick skin now, thanks to fucking N4G. So I try not to let anything bother me. But yeah, I
Alright.
know not to take anything from you seriously. So any insults?
Yeah,
seriously.
I try to be funny. At
Okay.
least I try.
You succeed.
Turn
some
the
of
music
time.
good.
Let's
Some
get
of the
going.
time.
Some of the time.
Well, yeah, just favorite candy, least favorite candy. That's pretty much what it was. It was low ball this one this week.
I'm a huge fan of Laffy Taffy, guys.
That's
Nothing.
okay.
I could have sworn somebody asked this already.
It could have been
Oh.
like years ago. Literally, at this point,
Milky
it could have
Way
actually been
Dark.
years ago. Dark Milky Way Dark.
Milky Way Dark is mine.
I love sour Skittles.
That's actually really good.
Laffy Taffy
I
and sour
haven't
Skittles.
found this in the longest damn time, but my favorite was always Fast Break.
What is it?
It's
Oh,
called Fast
was it?
Break.
oh,
Fast Break.
it was a Reese's one.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever had that one.
it's I don't know how to describe it because there's this. It's not marshmallow, but that's what they say it is. It's fucking mine. Alright? I don't know what sort of iteration of marshmallow that they were putting in it, but there was... I don't know. The consistency is like something from like a power bar, but it didn't have that protein whatever.
A Mighty
taste in it.
Morphin Power Bar?
No.
No.
Don't do that.
What's your least favorite, Scott?
Least favorite Twizzler.
Really?
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 Any sort of licorice-based one.
I'm not a big fan of Twizzler either, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, Twizzlers is one of my favorite. Because I even answered yet. Because like Twizzlers one of my favorite.
I mean, you do have
Um,
those horrible tasting Asian candies, but get real, they're not actually candy.
Yeah, that's
They're
so
lying
true.
to you.
Yeah.
Whoever's handing them is lying to you. That's not candy.
I don't know. Licorice is good, just as long as it. And I don't mean anything against this Navashin, just as long as it's not black licorice.
Fuck black licorice.
I don't.
I like
mess with
I like
that
my
either,
big
honestly.
licorice just like I like my women. White. Nick
Does
Kowalczyk.
white licorice even exist?
No, it doesn't. Nick Kowalczyk in the chat says, "Why does Navashin look like Afro Samurai?"
I have a picture I took a long time ago.
Also, Mark Griffiths says, "I only just realized we both have fucked up noses." Oh my god, he is my long lost clone / twin brother.
I don't know. Does he have a chin?
That's the question. Mark, send us a picture of your
is
face.
Gross.
Navashin, yours.
Yeah, like I said, some of my favorite candies. Like a funny thing about like one of my other favorite candies, Skittles. The only reason I eat Skittles is because they have a lot of calcium in it. The only reason I wanted that, I got into that is because of the, not Back to School Bus, but Schoolhouse Rock. And it says like, a bunch of calcium will help your bones. And like, I was like, oh, I should look up the candies that have a lot of calcium. So I'm like, oh, Skittles. So I just started eating like a bunch of Skittles. So I love Skittles until they ruined it by putting green apple in it. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Gross. I agree with you.
My least favorite candy though is like any chocolate that has something inside of it. It's weird. It's like I can't stand anything like that.
Yeah. I like sour Skittles. I like sour candy a lot.
Sour Skittles are the only thing I eat. I don't eat any other sour anything else.
The Warheads gummies. I like Warheads a lot, but the Warheads gummies, like the sour gummies, were the bomb. That's probably my favorite candy.
Oh, Warheads. I got introduced to Warheads in middle school. Man,
Yeah,
those
man.
things are crazy.
Those things are crazy. It's just like I love that they get so sweet too. So I'm a big fan of Sour Patch Kids because like you can't really find
Oh yeah, those are good.
sour Warheads anymore, but Sour Patch Kids are a pretty good substitute. I hate mint. Mint is the worst. Oh my god, mint chocolate's gross. Anything with mint in it is gross.
What do you do if, when you go to the dentist? What do you choose?
What do I choose?
They give him minute.
Like what's
He doesn't
it?
get a choice.
Like don't you get like I can't remember. I think it's fluoride or something like that. I can't. There's something
Yeah,
like
I know what you're talking about. I would not get
Yeah.
one. I would
Okay.
actively not choose it because I was like, I
I
got
mean,
it
'cause,
once. I'm
like,
like,
There
Oh,
are different
garbage.
kinds of flavors, so but, like I know it's like bubblegum flavor and like mint flavor and stuff like that. But I don't know.
like my dentist, after they got rid of the garbage mint stuff, they had like sugar-free like hard candy that you could just suck on.
Oh, okay.
So that was fun. I hate, other than mint, like the big hate. I don't like dark chocolate.
I
but that's,
love
that's a
dark
given for, like,
chocolate.
it's like it's one way or the other. You love dark chocolate, you hate it. Like I don't know anyone that's somewhere in the middle. So like that's pretty 50-50 on that. There was one. Swedish fish are fucking garbage. Ugh.
Yeah, there we go. There's my answer. Swedish fish.
Ugh. Everybody loves Swedish fish. I'm like, nope. They're gross. Swedish fish and jelly beans, man. Gross.
Jelly beans are good, except if they're black. Again, no offense, Navishin.
That's because the black jelly bean is always the black licorice one, or tar.
Yeah.
If you're going with some iterations, quite
Just
literally
the-
it says tar, and I think their goal is for that one not to taste good.
Yeah, the way you said it, Harold, is so good. What about you, Harold? What do you love, though?
Oh, Milky Way Dark. I believe it's now called Milky Way Midnight. I love the regular Milky Way too, but with the dark, and I think the nougat's a little different too, but it is good.
Yeah, man. I bet I would probably enjoy a dark chocolate Milky Way. I'd probably like that. But that's it. That's it for the show. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the awesome question option.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Navishin.
That was a low ball.
It was a pretty good one. I like talking about candy. I'm not a big sweets guy, but when I do eat candy, I'm very particular.
Oh yeah, gummy worm.
That's how it
Another
should
good
be.
one.
Gummy
And gummy
worms.
bears.
Fucking
My
should
mom.
be.
Yeah, man. You gotta be picky with your candy, man.
No, you gotta be picky with all your junk food.
It's true.
That is true.
Always
No,
be picky.
if you're not
with
picky with your junk food, fuck, you're doing something wrong.
you're doing something wrong. Exactly. That's it for the show. Thank you, Tony, for joining us while you could. Harold, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for having me.
You're always welcome, man.
Do it anytime.
Thank you, Scott.
Pimp your shit. Pimp your shit.
Oh yeah, pimp your shit, Harold, real quick.
H-Bomb and Friends, episode 9. Hopefully I'll get that up by the weekend. Episode 10 records Tuesday. We were talking about our 10 favorite games from the past generation. That is 360, PS3, and Wii. Right now, I've got Aaron from Game Enthuse confirmed, and I'm trying to get other guests.
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 other guests.
Yeah.
Mm.
That are not confirmed yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out H-Bomb Friends.
Yeah.
Awesome show.
And one spoiler. Don't ask yourself if I'm going to put a harmonics game on there. Ask yourself, how many am I going to put on there?
That is the question.
Yeah, my list is going to be nothing but Rock Band and Dance Central.
There you go. Yeah, dude, guys, check out H-Bomb Friends. He's a good friend, and it's a good podcast. A lot of variation because there's new people every week. So, and he had a harmonics on a couple weeks ago. So,
Episode 7, yeah. Highest downloaded episode yet. In fact,
Amen.
more than
Right.
about twice as much as the next highest.
there you go. So check that out.
Speaking of harmonics, Eric Pope and his wife are expecting.
Awesome.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Congrats to Mr. Eric Pope, of course, the writer of the Dance Central 3 story. If you were unaware, I don't know how you could be.
And the man who brought us the Heather O'Rourke tribute video meme.
There you go. Yeah, I met Eric Pope. Very nice man.
Yeah, he is a nice guy.
Harmonics
Harmonics is full of nice people.
Yes, all of
Even
all
John
of which-
Drake.
Sometimes. That's it for the show, though. We have to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you, Danny, for your intro and outro music of Two-Player Co-op and The World is Saved. It is what keeps this show sounding beautiful at the beginning and ending. So thank you guys so much for listening. This has been Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 152. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill, and until next week, play your games and stay irrational. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Emails.
Emails. Let's do some
It's
tittles.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Oh my god, the Vinny Caravella podcast was the bomb.
I'm so behind in podcasts.
La Bombaribe, or whatever it's called. So good. I tweeted at Alexis to let him know that he is now my favorite Spanish-speaking person in the world. Harold, do you want to read the titles?
Sure. Let me back this up here. Titles. The rules of 3 are a thing.
Nope.
Evan got abducted by abducted by aliens. X Squad com. Bitch, like I'm a lycanthrope.
Bitch, I'm
Asthma, lung disease. Rava Shadow. I'm doing that. Okay, I might. Mega Irrational Passions. Fire breathing kickboxing chicken. V-Sync Master Race. Batman Dubstep. Take the Bullet. Ethan the Meteor Hunter. Harris and Deborah. They killed Harris! The X bone's connected to the knee bone. Harold was right. Pikachu dies? Writer's Rumble and Mighty Morphin Power Bar.
I really like Ethan the Meteor Hunter.
That's pretty good.
Ethan the Meteor Hunter, Batman Dubstep. Those are good. What do you like, Jonathan?
I'll say. Well, my vote would be fire breathing kickboxing chicken, but we did a Pokemon one last week, so I'm not gonna do that again.
Okay.
But my pick would probably let's see.
My pick is Harold was
Evan
right.
got abducted by aliens, and I like Ethan the Meteor Hunter. That made me laugh a little bit too hard, more than it should have.
It was good though.
Yeah.
Scott, you got 2 votes, man.
Yes, I do. I don't think I'm going to win over Ethan because you got 2 votes there already.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to lock it in. Ethan the Meteor Hunter it is.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I could break. I'd be the tiebreaker. So
Yeah, Harold could tiebreak for you.
yeah.
What's it between? Is it V-Sync Master Race? Because if it is, I hate you.
If it is, I'm going Ethan the Meteor Hunter.
No, it was.
Oh man, I have
I
to
don't.
pee.
You might not have put it in here.
What was it?
They killed Harris.
There was somewhere. There was one of them where Navashin said, "Okay, I'm writing that one down," and I thought there was 2, but I think he only wrote 1. And I
What-
can't find it. I
what was
don't
it
know.
about?
I don't remember what it was. It was. I know where it was. It was when we were doing the email still, but
Yeah, I don't
oh
remember.
well.
Oh well. I'll say Ethan the Meteor Hunter if someone else wants to say the number. Harold, you can say the number if you want.
Okay. You're listening to
Episode
Irrational
152.
Passions.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast, episode 152.
Ethan the Meteor Hunter. That's it. That's how you make
I didn't screw that up.